Hey there guys, we're taking a look at Dying Light 2 running on the Intel i5-1235U. Now the game is currently running at 1080p with FSR set to the performance setting and all of the graphics settings set to their lowest possible setting. Now paired with only 8GB of RAM, we're pretty much running into some severe limitations here that I can pretty much only really attribute to a RAM limitation, because we are having this constant stutter throughout the entirety of the experience that really does not go away no matter what I tried to do to improve the performance here. Now we are running with FSR at the best possible setting, which means it is at the performance preset, and that means we're running at essentially half the resolution here. And what that means is that we're already running at a relatively low internal resolution and we're still having issues in terms of performance. So overall, it really seems like 8GB is just going to be completely out of the question, and even lowering the resolution didn't really do much to improve the performance. We could take a look at 900p right now to see just how much of a difference that makes. You'll see here that even with 900p and FSR set to performance, which is running at essentially half of 900p, we are still having issues with our 1% lows here. And even our averages aren't looking too great, but it's specifically those 1% lows that are really dragging down the entirety of the experience. And really, again, I can only attribute these problems to the RAM limitation, because certainly the igpu itself is not extremely powerful, but it should be able to at least give us more consistent FPS than this. So we're definitely running into a RAM limitation here. Now, does that mean that if we had more RAM, this would be a more playable experience? Well, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not really sure what our averages would end up looking like. But I mean, right now, an average of 40 would be pretty solid if we could have 1% lows that were essentially just within 10 FPS of that. As it stands, really the biggest indicator of the terrible performance is when we load into new areas and cutscenes are happening and things are just stuttering all over the place as things load in, and it takes a while. And I can only assume that this is because of the RAM limitation that we have here. And you'll see that even dropping the resolution down to 720p and having FSR set to performance, which again, half of 720p at this point, even then our 1% lows aren't exactly amazing. And as we're loading into heavy areas, it's just going to fall apart. So I feel like the main takeaway here is that going into 2022 and 2023, you should not be buying a system with only 8GB of RAM if it is not expandable. I know there are a lot of systems out there that have, just soldered on RAM and it's only 8GB, and you might be tempted because it has an OLED display, but you're going to run into issues because of 8GB of RAM. It's just not going to be doable. And I don't think an OLED display is going to be worth making your system already feel dated on the year that you got it. So I would really think carefully about getting a system that either already comes with 16GB of RAM or has expandable storage, because there are definitely some savings to be had by getting, the smaller capacity RAM and upgrading it yourself. You just have to make sure that you can actually upgrade it yourself. Like the Acer Aspire 3 that I'm using right now actually does have expandable RAM, and I can actually upgrade it all the way up to 64GB if I really wanted to. So if you're interested in picking up this system, you can check out the affiliate link down below. But anyways, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.